All right, good morning, Trade Pros. Sound check 1, 2, 3, 4. Hope you're all having a great day. Here I am. I did it on the phone today. Hopefully you can hear me well. And the podcast, not the podcast, but the phone selfie stick so I can show you people here in the office. Creepy. Azalea's over here. She's hard at work. And this is Vicky's seat, but it hasn't been occupied all week. He had a little foot injury. But in today's morning market update, there's a lot to talk about and go over. First and foremost, I want to tell you guys this. We launched our podcast yesterday, and it's been going great. And we want you guys to take advantage of the podcast. And I also want to ask for your help. If you love trading psychology, if you love what we do, if you want to support and help us out, I'd appreciate if you went over to iTunes, especially if you're an iPhone user. If you don't use an iPhone, you know, it's a stretch maybe for you, but I would do it for you. But we just need a few comments. If you like it, obviously like it, leave a review. It really helps iTunes get us higher up in the algorithm, and that helps us help you more. All right, it gets us in front of a bigger audience. As our community grows, our value and benefit to you grows as well. I think I'm cutting out, so let me just turn off the Bluetooth. So Mind Over Markets is out now. The first 3 episodes have been out, and we did the grand launch yesterday. Take advantage of it. It's a great podcast. Mark and I are probably going to be recording episode 9 either today or on Monday, so we're really far ahead in the series, and I'll tell you this, it's phenomenal. It gets so much better. We cover topics like mental toughness, right? How to elicit your values, how to use those values, and we're doing some really exciting stuff that's going to help you become a better person, and as a result, a better trader as well. So I really want you to check it out. I believe in the podcast. It's a great tool and resource, and it'll help your trading massively. All right, so go on over and check it out. The link will be in the description shortly, or go to marketmind.online. All right, let's go on to our morning market update. Equity markets are up into their R2 level. So we had a strong bid or a strong rally this morning at 8:30. The news was the non-farm payrolls report that came out. All right, good morning, Craig. Morning, George. Pele, Raymond. And non-farm payrolls came in at 266,000 jobs, far surpassing the 180 expectation. Here's the even more exciting part. The back month gets revised higher from 128 to 156. So if you think about it, we had an almost 130,000 jobs beat according to expectations. That's obviously enormously positive for the market. And from 8:30, we were sitting near these 24s, and we're up about 15 handles off that level. I had 2 contracts long from the 4 quarters, and I also swing trade futures on a longer term. This is something new I've been implementing. We talked about this with Elite Team. If you want that complete strategy, if you sign up in the Elite section where we do our monthly coaching calls, you'll find that strategy. I put it to good use. I bought the 4 quarter, sold the 16 on 1 lot. I only did 2 because I don't want to hold a lot of contracts overnight, especially because I traded in my swing trading account, which is IB, and IB's margin right now is $9,000 a lot on the S&P contracts of volatility. So, and then I just canned one here on 30 points. Actually, Marky sold it. You got to pull the trigger on it. So it's been going good. The swing trading is going good. The day trading is going good. We're launching podcasts. Good news. Equity markets are ripping on this news at the moment. We have hit R2 though, so I expect to see a little bit of pullback from here. Average hourly earnings came in softer than expected, 0.2 versus 0.3. So while there were more jobs created, the hourly earnings of those jobs is lower. So obviously that is not a great print, but it gets better. Prior hourly earnings for the last month. So this report is for the month of November rather, and the prior is October. So October's average hourly earnings were revised higher from 0.2 to 0.4. That's a significant revision. Thank you, Mark, for that. Appreciate it, for the podcast link. That's a significant revision. By the way, the podcast link is right there in the comments. Click it, check it out. I promise you guys, it's gonna blow your mind. It blew mine. So massive revision, 0.4% from 0.2. That's a strong upward, double the what was already anticipated. So that's bullish. And then November unemployment rate dropped to 3.5% versus 3.6 expected. That's a 50-year low. All right, it matches the 50-year low of this report. That's significantly bullish news. Underemployment rate dropped as well, and Labor force participation was in line. There's a lot of different numbers in this report, but those are the three big ones. Right, number one, change in non-farm payrolls. Number two, average hourly earnings, and number three was unemployment rate at the peak at it late night last night. All right, that's the equity market. That's why we're seeing a little bit of a bid, and I would expect to see this bid pull back down maybe to the low 30s, 31, 30 half area, and then we probably rip into the mid to high 40s to close out the day. That's a very bullish report. You don't want to fight it. You want to use it to your opportunity. All right. Don't sell a market just because you didn't get long. That's very dangerous. You have to have good reason for you to do a short position. All right. We're going to trade it in the room. So join us. Out of the crude oil market, crude oil still awaits the final outcome of its OPEC meeting. This is where they are talking about production cuts and other such things over the last 2 days. That meeting started yesterday. It's going to conclude today. All right. And the result of it is that there's a little bit of agreement in the OPEC meeting that they're looking to cut or reduce supply output by 500,000 barrels extra. The real sticky factor has been not everyone in the OPEC is cartel plus Russia, especially Russia, is down for that. They don't really want to increase or decrease the output. Why? Because they want to be able to sell their oil and make money. That's a revenue generator. So if somebody's telling you, hey, make less revenue, trust me, it's good for the cartel. It's going to push prices up. You're going to say, I want sales. It's like running a store and saying, I don't want to sell you anything. I'm sorry, I got to curb my output, even though I have the capacity to sell more. So I understand that from their perspective. All right, Saudi Arabia is obviously pushing them to do a cut further. Number one, because they're the second largest producer, and number two, it's because their Aramco IPO is coming out, so they're more concerned about oil price. And if you reduce supply, the price goes up. All right, they went late into the night last night in Vienna, so they did not actually have a press conference like they usually do. They have a press conference after day one, but they went into the late hours, so they didn't have an official conference. And so now, today, we're going to find out the final outcome of what their agreement was. No matter what happens, I think a lot of it's already baked in. Hello, Amity. Good morning. I think whether you're looking for the bull or bear case, well, you shouldn't be looking for the bear case, because what's happened here is the additional output cut has already been priced in. And so once they announce it, it becomes news. Right? The market rallies on rumor and sells on news. So you have to know that. So be careful at some point today. I think there's a lot of long traders who have made a lot of profit who are moving their stop losses higher, which puts downside liquidity right below the price. And we could flush it, which means it'll sell off on the news report. All right, that's what's going on. Russia isn't really wanting to do anything. They don't want to reduce their production quota, and neither does Iraq. Iraq's another one of them that they're having a hard time convincing. All right, in today's markets, in Asia, Japan's up 0.2%, Hong Kong's up 1.1%, China's up 0.4%, India's down 0.8%. In the European session, London's up 0.8, Paris is up 0.5, Frankfurt's up 0.2 percentage points, and futures in the U.S., Dow and S&P up 0.4, and Nasdaq is up 0.5%. All right, Will, I appreciate those comments. Will's a member of our community. And Will's doing very well for himself. Proud of you, Will. You really tackled this this whole career. And I'm happy I got a chance to meet you, and thank you for the support. All right, and Bitcoin is down about 0.5%. Crude oil's flat. Gold futures have now sold off a little bit, back down to overnight lows, because obviously of this bullish report. Everyone's selling gold, selling bonds, and buying equities. All right. I really think that the stock market continues to push to the upside. I think this latest sell-off was, obviously a deleveraging event. A lot of people were long. It was a fresh all-time highs. I think equities from here do push to all-time highs once again through this Christmas holiday season. And right now, you got to be buying dips. All right, that's how it goes. Don't fight the Fed and don't fight the momentum. Right now, the momentum's to the upside. Fed's cutting rates. Fed's infusing money into the market. $60 billion worth a month of bond buying. So get in line with it. All right. On the economic calendar, that's the majority of the news. Non-farm payrolls was at 8:30. 10 a.m. consumer sentiment and wholesale trade. At 1 p.m. is Baker Hughes rig count, and then 3 p.m. is consumer credit. And yeah, that's it. I think on a Friday of non-farm payrolls, you have to step on it early. There's a potential for this thing to have made most of its move already, right? So we can come down, coil into the 30, and start to slow down into around 10:30, 11 a.m. and just sit there for the whole day. And then 2:30 to 4 p.m. to close out the session. This thing could really rally up on low volume. All right, they're gonna ramp it up to close on the highs, not all-time highs, but session and weekly highs. So for me, this is what I'll tell you. Morning time, watch for a little bit of pullback. Early morning to mid-morning reversal and continuation to the upside. All right, the report's already baked in. It's a little late to be long. Right now, you're getting paid if you're already long. That's what I got for you guys. Any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. But for now, I want to wish you guys a great weekend. Be safe, be merry. And if you're going to drive around looking for gifts to purchase for people, visiting family, friends, loved ones, you know, I have something for you to drive around too. Check out the podcast. The link is in these notes. I think Donna put it in the description. It's something we worked very hard on, invested a lot of time, energy, and more importantly as well, money. And we want you guys to take advantage of it. So it's there for you. Please, thank you. I love you all. Have yourself a great weekend. And that's it. Thanks, Pele. Thank you, Amity, MDH. You guys enjoy the rest of your day and have a great weekend as well. Goodbye. Can't turn it off.